Hello everyone. So in the last videos, we have already discussed about the negative structure of all the tenses. In this video, we will discuss about the yes-no structure of all the tenses. First of all, simple present tense. We will take an example first. Do people use mobile phones? Here the structure is do or does plus subject plus verb 1 plus object plus a question mark. Because this is yes no structure, because this is an interrogative structure, so a question mark will be used. To passivize this sentence, we need to follow these steps. Step 1 is to convert it into affirmative. People use mobile phones. Here people is the subject, use is in the verb 1 form and mobile phones is the object. Step 2 is to passivize this sentence. Mobile phones here is the object, it becomes the subject in the passive form. As mobile phones is in the plural form, are is used, which is the plural form of the verb, of the auxiliary verb. Used, the verb 3 form. By people or by agent. Then we just need to interchange the positions of the subject and the auxiliary verb. Are mobile phones used by people? This is the interrogative passive form of this sentence. We can also use this structure to passivize this sentence. We will first need to write the object here. As mobile phones is the object in this sentence, we will first write mobile phones. Mobile phones is in the plural form, so auxiliary verb will be are. And the verb 3 form of use. What is the verb 3 form of use? Used. And by agent. The subject becomes by agent. People here, by people in the passive form. There are other auxiliary verbs also like is, are, was, were, etc. So this is the simplest way to convert interrogative yes-no structure simple present tense to passive form. First we need to convert into affirmative, then passive form of the affirmative, and then we can interchange the positions to get the interrogative passive form of this structure. And we can also remember this structure to directly convert it from the active voice into passive voice. So next come to present continuous tense. The interrogative structure of present continuous tense is are you writing an essay? Is are plus subject, you is the subject, writing the verb 1 ing form, an essay. An essay here is the object. As we converted the simple present tense first into affirmative, in this present continuous also we will convert this sentence into affirmative. You are writing an essay. Here you is the subject, are the auxiliary verb, writing is the verb 1 ing form, and essay is the object. Step 2 is to passivize this sentence. An essay is the object here, it becomes the subject in the passive voice. An essay is in the singular form, that's why is used. Being written, in the passive form being is used. Written is in the verb 3 form and by agent or by you. Step 3 is to just interchange the position of the subject and the auxiliary verb. Is an essay being written by you. Is here is the auxiliary verb and essay is the subject. Being as usual is used in the passive form. Written, the verb 3 form and by agent or by you. This is the interrogative passive form. Or we can simply follow the structure is are plus object plus being plus verb 3 plus by agent. First of all, we need to identify the object, which is an essay. We will write here an essay. An essay is in the singular form, so we will use is here. And then being, verb 3 form of writing, that is written. and by agent. The subject here is you, it becomes by agent by you. So this is the simplest form, or we can just follow the structure. So next come to present perfect tense. The interrogative yes-no structure of present perfect tense is has or have plus subject plus verb 3 plus object. Has a pickpocket picked my pocket. Here has or have is the auxiliary verb. A pickpocket is the subject, picked is the verb 3 form, and my pocket is the object. Step 1 is to convert this sentence into affirmative. A pickpocket has picked my pocket. Here a pickpocket is the subject, has is the auxiliary verb, picked is the verb 3 form, and my pocket is the object. Then we need to passivize the affirmative form. My pocket has been picked. Here the by agent is not necessary, for it is understood clearly. My pocket, here my pocket was the object, it becomes the subject in passive form. Has the auxiliary verb, been that is used in the passive voice, and picked the verb 3 form. Then in the step 3 we need to interchange the position of the auxiliary verb and the subject. Has my pocket been picked? Here has is the auxiliary verb, my pocket is the object here, because it was object in the active voice, it became subject in the passive voice. Been picked, picked is in the verb 3 form. Or we can simply use this structure to convert into passive voice. Has or have plus object plus been plus verb 3 plus by agent. First we need to write the object here. Object is my pocket in the active voice. So here we will write my pocket. My pocket is in the singular form, so has will be used. Been, verb 3 form of picked. Well, picked is already in the verb 3 form, so we will write picked here, and by agent if necessary. So now let's come to the simple past tense. The interrogative yes-no structure of simple past tense is did, that is the auxiliary verb, subject, verb 1, object. For example, did Marconi invent radio? Here did is the auxiliary verb, Marconi is the subject, invent is the verb, and radio is the object. The first step 1 is to convert this sentence into affirmative. Marconi invented radio. Marconi here is the subject, invented is in the V2 form, and radio is the object. Second step is to passivize this sentence. Radio here was the object, it becomes the subject in the passive voice. Marconi was the subject, it becomes by agent in the passive voice, and was invented. Radio, this becomes the subject, was invented is the verb, and by agent, by Marconi. Next is to interchange the position of auxiliary verb and the subject. Was radio invented by Marconi? Was is the auxiliary verb, here radio is the subject, invented. Here is invented is the verb, and by agent, by Marconi. Or we can simply follow this structure to passivize from active voice to passive voice. Was or were plus object plus verb 3 plus by agent. Object here, well, in the active voice the object was radio, so here radio will be written. Radio is in the singular form, so was will be used. Verb 3 form of invent will be invented, and by agent. The subject here was Marconi, it will be by agent there, so by Marconi. So next come to the past continuous tense. The interrogative yes-no structure of past continuous tense is, was the farmer ploughing the field? Here was is the auxiliary verb, the farmer is the subject, ploughing verb on ing form. The land is the object. So the step 1 is to convert the sentence into affirmative. The farmer was plowing the land. The farmer here is the subject, was the auxiliary verb, plowing verb on ing form, the land is the object. The step 2 is to convert this affirmative sentence into passive voice. The land was being plowed by the farmer. The land here was the object in the active voice, it becomes the subject in the passive voice. Was the auxiliary verb, being is added in the passive voice, plowed the verb 3 form, and by agent, by the farmer. Step 3 is to just interchange the auxiliary verb and the subject. Was the land being plowed by the farmer? Was here is the auxiliary verb, the land is the subject, being plus verb 3, plowed, by agent, by the farmer. We can use this process to passivize or we can also use this structure, that is was or were plus object plus being plus verb 3 plus by agent. We need to identify the object in the active voice, that is the land. We will write the land here. The land is in the singular form. So was will be used. Was the land being verb 3 form of plowing, that is plowed. Was the land being plowed by agent. What was the subject here? The farmer. It will become by agent there. By the farmer. The remaining structures of past perfect and future tenses will be discussed in the next video. Thank you.